This presentation focuses on TU Dublin undergraduate degree in architecture, program code TU832, also known as the Bachelor of Architecture or BArch program. In this presentation, I'll describe the program in detail, give examples of student life and some extracurricular activities, outline the program pathways for progression, and the entry requirements for applicants. At the end, there'll be additional links to further information. During the presentation, our architecture student ambassadors are available live to take any questions you might have through the Unibuddy chat platform. The Architecture Level 8 Honors Degree is a 5-year program. There are 55 places offered in the first year. The majority of the activities take place on the Bolton Street campus in the Linen Hall building. The minimum entry requirements are 6 subjects, 2 at higher level, H5 or above, 1 at H6 or O6 in math or above, 1 at H6, O6 or above in English or Irish. Last year, the CAO cutoff point was 622 points. The year before that, it was 618. All applicants to the program undertake a suitability test, which happens in April, and an interview with portfolio, which will happen in May. Due to the ongoing restrictions, we will be undertaking both of these, as we did last year, remotely. More information about both of these will be further along in the presentation. So what is architecture? Architecture is the study and practice that blends art and science and technology into problem-solving solutions for the built environment. We build spaces and design spaces in buildings and cities, landscapes, across the scale. Regulated profession of architecture is one that collaborates with other built environment professionals and is a protected title within the European Union. We undertake educating students through practice simulation and applied projects. This is a thematic across the entire School of Architecture in all the programs that we offer. Through problem-based learning, we use the vehicle of projects to explore opportunities for solutions, interrogations, and innovations in architectural design. The Architectural Design Studio is the main vehicle in terms of the academic module that the students engage with to undertake these activities. The studio is a place for convening, for discussion, for exploration, and for actually working through design problems together. The studio environment is supported by a number of theory modules, including history, environment, building technology, professional studies, and visual communications. These modules feed into the students' thinking and synthesis around design problem solving. We teach through a number of modes, but namely through small group, teamwork, and also individual tuition and feedback. This makes our experience offered through the education process in architecture quite unique, where students receive a great amount of individual attention and individualized feedback for their bespoke project work. We give students the skills and the opportunities to formulate their work through presentations, exhibitions, and through other modes of communication, which strengthens their understanding and their skills for dissemination of architectural thought. We use the field as a way of studying and understanding the architectural and built environment landscapes. We take students out on site visits, we undertake class trips, and we tend to engage with local experts in order to, in depth, go through the thematic or the area in which we are investigating and studying. Design solutions for the built environment is something that architects naturally begin to integrate as they proceed through the program, and it is supported in part by the way in which the UN Sustainable Development Goals has been designed. The integration and interdependence of our shared goals for a better future allows architects to have clear purpose and clear mission in their responsibility as they begin to practice. So what to expect in the first year? Well, we expect students to come in as independent thinkers and ones that will explore their creativity freely and openly in the environment of the studio and with the support of their lecturers and colleagues. We ask students to explore through the means of drawing and through model making, And in the first year, we asked students to design, build, and test a structure to failure, to understand what it means to collaborate, what it means to use materials efficiently, and also the physical ramifications of gravity when it comes to structural design. We engage students in a number of different teamwork and collaboration projects throughout their learning experience, even to the point at which a couple of years ago we engaged the students in the reform and the revision of the curriculum to focus on issues like climate change. The teachers and lecturers within the classrooms are experts themselves, and in many cases are leading professional practitioners that support the studio environment and bring in that live experience of current and contemporary practice. The student life and extracurricular culture within the school is very strong. We have a number of student associations that focus on social events and thematics such as the ASA, which is the Architectural Students Association, who sponsor lecture evenings and other gatherings for students to enjoy themselves. We also have other thematic areas such as the Green Campus Student Association, who champion particular causes and activities as part of the culture of the school. Each year we engage students in vertical projects, which affords them an opportunity to get to know their classmates above and below them across the 5 years and engage in particular topics. So last year's vertical project was called Climate Camp, and we engaged in the question around how one would create a more sustainable city in Dublin. Our students are not only good citizens in terms of their mindedness to study architecture and the responsibilities that come with that design decision-making, but they're also active agents for change in the public domain. They're very passionate about what they study, and that tends to come through in many of the extracurricular activities they engage with. Each year we have a number of students who contribute to and format a yearbook of all of the student work across the entire school as a publication. That very hard work is displayed on our website, and for the last 4 years is in a downloadable free format as a PDF for all to enjoy. The end of year offers us an opportunity to gather and exhibit the work of the students. Last year the event was online due to COVID, but we endeavor to try and get back to our exhibition across the Linen Hall campus as soon as we can. It's an enjoyable evening where we celebrate recognition awards and industry-sponsored awards. And our students tend to go beyond the school and the college in terms of their recognition, as exhibited recently by the RIAI Student Sustainability Award, won by our student, Bevan. The pathways in architecture are flexible and allow for progression through master's up to PhD and beyond. The 5 years of architecture, as outlined in years 1 through 5 in yellow, show the required number of years of study to become a professional architect. Students who come to TU Dublin have a choice after their 4th year whether they wish to proceed into the master's pathway in red. Students who take that opportunity will study for 1 semester further to gain additional research, knowledge, and skills that they then bring into professional practice and can use to bridge them into the pathway for PhD study. Those who continue on through the 5th year of the B-Arch are able to go out into practice as graduate architects and gain experience. Both cohorts, the B-Arch or the M-Arch cohort, after professional practice experience, are then able to continue on in their journey for registration through the professional diploma in architectural practice that is offered part-time to those graduates. Once that's been undertaken complete, then students are able to register themselves and professionally call themselves architects. One of the advantages of coming to TU Dublin with the pathway options, as it were, within the program is that as students progress through and understand the requirements and the commitment to the program, and they grow in their knowledge and skills, students can choose whether they're keen to emerge directly into practice after year 5, or whether they wish to go on and pursue further study within the M-Arch program. But as a CAO applicant, if you choose TU Dublin, you have that option for you down the road. To outline some of the information around the application process, the application is reviewed in 3 ways. There is the suitability test, the interview with portfolio, and then the students themselves bring the leaving certificate points that they achieve. That in the round considers the entirety of the CAO entry points and makes up, let's say for last year, the 622. The maximum you can receive in either the suitability test or the interview with portfolio is 100 points. So if we work backwards from recent years, that means that you would need to achieve approximately or around 500 points on your leaving certificate. For the suitability test, we will be offering it once again this year remotely. It's comprised of 3 sections. There is a written statement of approximately 300 words as to why you believe you're suited to study architecture. What activities have you undertaken? What experience of architecture have you obtained? The second part is about visualization. It offers a set of clues that you will then imagine into and design and draw through. The third exercise is open-ended, as in entirely up to what the student would wish to design in 3 dimensions and demonstrate their understanding of scale and proportion. We'll be offering the suitability test this year online to applicants, and anyone who has put us down on the CAO will receive an email inviting them to take the suitability test. The second part of our process is the online interview with portfolio. Once again, we're moving online this year, and the interview with portfolio process is such that students prepare a portfolio in advance, digitize the materials, and have them ready to share their screen during the interview process. 2 lecturers from the program will meet students and talk through their portfolios with them. They'll ask questions about their process, why they came up with the idea, and I suppose also it's an opportunity for the applicants to ask us questions about the program that they may have. The themes that we typically see in portfolios that come through are very wide-ranging, but it's important to show your interest in architecture, your aptitude for inquiry, maybe perhaps some of your favorite buildings, any readings or experience you might have had in architectural practice or about architecture, and your skills around making, drawing, and thinking. On our website, we have a really wonderful video that some of our graduates created that have to do with what a portfolio might look like. There's a series of wide-ranging examples and really 10 to 20 samples of work, and no more are needed. It's more about the quality than the quantity. So if you'd like to go and view the video, the link is below, and it's also on our website. So thank you all for listening, and I will refer you to further information and links here to get a sense of the school, the experience from the student's perspective. The first is our website, if you go to dit.ie/architecture. The second is our Instagram site that shows some of the recent activities that have happened across the school and some initiatives from the students, graduates, and beyond, and our Twitter account on the right-hand side. So thank you all.